Okay, now since uh, no one believes that there's Sasquatch out here, I'm going to show you exactly how many there are. Well, not exactly, but that there's a lot more than I thought there were. I've got to find that part of the video to show you this. And I'm going to have to do a screenshot video. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, this is where I was when I noticed a bunch of these. There's at least 25 in this area, probably more. And I'll show you. You got to look into the dark spaces. Like, see, that's one right there. If you look down here, you can see them. That's one you can see a face on a little bit. But I have to get have to move it frame by frame for you to see all of them. There's one right there. There's another one right here. There's actually three right here. At different portions of the video, they will, their faces will clear up for you. There's one right there. There's a couple of them here actually, but there's three of them here. This one, and this one. This one looks like he's got his arm out of the car. And there's one or two back here. Oh, that one right there too. And there's this one here. There's a lot of them peeking over this. There's one over this log here. Oh, that's the tree that fell down. Okay, there's one. We'll look over here. Most of this is dark. See, there's one right there. And there's one next to it. They're all next to each other. They group up and stay warm. See, there's a pretty small one. And this is two of them. One right here and one right here. You'll see that in a second. There's rows of them. Maybe you can see this face a little bit better. See more of that one. This one's going up and down. There's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. That's another one. There's this one again. There's one right here. One, two, three. I saw a fourth one. Maybe it's later the fourth one comes up. I'll move it a little bit more. One more frame. See them a little bit better. You can see these a little bit better. There's like four of them right next to each other, right here. Plus there's this one here. and in a minute you'll see some up further away. So there's a couple of them over here. It's this one and this one. See there. There's the one I said goes up and down. That's an eye. That's his ear right there. That's his brow ridge right there. It looks like a little bitty one back here. This one kind of looks like a human back there. It's probably nothing though. That's probably pareidolia. There's these two again. There's more back here. A lot of them you can just see the top of their head because they've just got their head up enough to see over what they're looking over. They don't want to show their entire face. Where are they? That just made them worse. It's just tons of them. There's probably 300 or 400 in this whole area. I mean, just the area that I go to. Probably within a 5-acre radius. You can't quite see them there. There's one right there. If you think these are bushes, you're wrong. And they're not tree stumps either. You can see their faces. Tree stumps don't have faces on them. See this one here trying to hide behind this. There's one right there. See, there's the one I said goes up and down. He's backed up a little bit. He looks like he's sleepy. They're probably all sleepy because I woke them up. This is their sleeping area. And this is just a small part of it. They're all over this place. Let's see. There's a couple up here. There's one right there, and there's one right there. There's my groups. There's one, there's one, there's one, and there's one. And there's more over here. That's an arm right there. Coming from this guy right there. It's hard to recognize them, but if you know what you're looking for, they're easy to see. They're easy to find. This guy's barely poking up. There's a hand right there. Let's go back to, I call these the Three Stooges, because there's one here, there's one in the middle here, and there's this one. You can see these two faces right here. There's another hand. Oh, it's the same hand. He's kind of snarling a little bit. But did I get the top? Yeah, there's one right there. There's a big one right there. The big ones stay further away because they're easier to see. They're easier to find. It's like looking for elephants in a dog cage. Okay, you see that one a little bit better. And over at the edge here, that's one. That's one. There's one right behind it. There's one right there. There's another one back here. A lot of them are small. See that face? He's got a little snarl on his mouth. Where's the group go? Move it along a little bit. That goes, they're hidden behind these plants right here. I couldn't see them. Take your time, watch this video several times, and you'll find a lot of them. Move a little bit further. See, there's one's head right there. And this is why I say that, you see this one's arm and head. Head, arm, and hand. This is why I say that I've got more Sasquatch on video than anyone else in the world. No one's ever put up a video with this many Sasquatch in it. There's one guy right back here. There's another one. They get up to see me. There's one right there. Some of them don't. This one I think was leaning back on this tree. He's still sleeping. There's one peeking out right there. You can tell because of the nose. Okay. See if I can get the group back out. There's a better face right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. He's got his mouth open, and he's got several next to him. There's a lot of families out here. This guy's head right here and a hand. Well, when I move toward them, they back off. This one squatted down right here. Ooh, that's a pretty good face. They're all starting to back off a lot because I'm coming over the fallen tree. That's one right there next to that tree. There's several of them here in a row. But this ought to be enough to show you what I'm talking about when I make that claim. There's a big head right there. There's another one down here. Look at his nose pointing up. His teeth are showing. They're just all over. That's one better shot of this one. Some of them have funky noses. Well, this is going to be all pretty much getting back in their places because I'm getting a little bit closer to them. And there's a ton behind me. There's more behind me on this side of the creek, and there's more on the other side of the creek. He just stuck his head out a little bit. Where is he? Right here. See, there's a couple of faces right there. You can see a lot of these guys are little. There's probably 3 times as many small ones as there are big ones. I think he's fixing to be able to see him pretty good. Right there. I call them all him until I identify that it's a female. Look at that ear. See one's hand right there. That's his hand. There's one right there. He's not too big, but he looks, the faces of the smaller ones as they grow up look more and more like their parents' face. See, there's one right there. They start out strange, like the one that I showed coming out of the ground cover on the other side of the creek. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna cut it off here. Thank everybody for watching, and get all your friends to watch these too. See, that's the code from the camera right there, right there. That identifies this picture. That's telling me this is the first of the 2 days that I was there. So I'm not looking for one Bigfoot, one Sasquatch, whatever. I'm found a huge clan. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for coming by.